Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So in today's video we are going to cover Solana and my personal outlook on Solana in 2025. So firstly, what we are going to do, we are going to look at the most recent news, and I'm going to let you know what I'm thinking about it. So as you can see over here, Solana NFT sales skyrocket, topping Ethereum in monthly volume for the first time. So that on its own, it's pretty much a bullish, right? NFT is pretty much pumping on Solana network, which is obviously very good, and we have pretty much surpassed Ethereum if it comes to monthly volume. So that's very good. Have a look at this thing. Solana's Mixmob launches a race to earn game ahead of airdrop, a saga from perks. So obviously this is one of the perks of owning a Solana phone. I also saw that there in the news that Solana's phone is being sold for 5,000 US dollars on a secondary market like eBay. Obviously, people are hopping into that because everybody would like to catch that opportunity of an airdrops. So as we can see over here, that's on its own. It's already bullish thing for Solana. But before we are going to look at some major projects on Solana, I would like to just go to DeFi Llama quickly and show you guys in a visual perspective on what is going on in the background, because I do believe that's very important as well. So as you can see over here, in a previous bull market, we saw these spikes in fees, total volume logged and everything. We are currently sitting at 2 billion of total volume logged. However, in an all-time high, in terms of TVL, it was around $10 billion. And obviously, if we are going to zoom in over here, guys, check this activity out. As you can see over here, things are looking very bullish for Solana. We are generating a huge volume, the revenue, total volume logged and everything, and price of course did responded to that. So if I'm going to look over here quickly, right, we are pretty much going upwards ever since October 2023, and that I believe is just a beginning, because let me have a look over here. Chainlink, as we know, Chainlink is pretty much migrated to Solana ecosystem, and as you can see over here, Chainlink in its all-time high, if it comes to market cap, was at $22 billion now. Of course, we are nowhere there, but we most likely, hopefully, we are going to surpass that, right? If Chainlink is going to see major adoption, and obviously that is a great project. That's pretty much like a Google for a crypto. So that is a great project in my personal humble opinion. Of course, all of this, guys, it's not a financial advice. These are just my personal opinions about the project and Solana itself. And over here, if we are going to look at Render migrated to Solana as well, currently sitting at $1.4 billion. And if we are going to see, pretty much the last peak if it comes to market cap was $1.1 billion, and have a look now, 1.7, and we are just starting. As you can see, we pretty much dipped 7%, and in my opinion, this is very good. If you are guys interested in the project, I will consider hopping into Render. I do regret that I didn't, because I've been sleeping on that coin, but it is what it is. We cannot have all of them, right? So that's on its own a Render, right? Like Render has to, well, render pretty much every single image that is processed through AI, and as we know, AI is going to be a huge narrative for the next bull cycle, and just in general. AI is pretty much the future. So now let's have a look at Helium, right? Helium is a great project that has migrated to Solana last year. I don't remember which month exactly, but a couple of months ago, Helium migrated to Solana, which is another bullish thing, right? So Helium in its all-time high, if it comes to market cap, let me just go and max it out. Okay, as we can see over here, Helium was standing at $5.1 billion if it comes in terms of market cap, and we are now barely at 1 billion, so we haven't even reached 1 billion yet. And let's say, just theoretically, if Helium is going to do 2x from its all-time high, which is possible, because obviously that institutional money is coming, of course, not only to Bitcoin, but to other cryptocurrencies as well. When people are going to be taking their profits from Bitcoin, they are going to definitely invest some portion of their profits into projects they do believe in. So Helium, in my opinion, is very important because it's like pretty much a decentralized wireless hotspots around the world. So that is very good project, I think, with very good fundamentals, and of course it's Bolton Solana as well. I've picked over here one game that is built on Solana, Star Atlas, and I did have a look on all of these games and they look great. I'm not into games in general anymore, but definitely that is a future. And as we know, gaming and AI are going to be big narratives of the next bull market. Let me show you one thing over here. As you can see, a global crypto gaming market expected to grow to 206 billion by 2025. And of course, don't get me wrong, guys, not all of this is going to flow in here, right? That money is going to be distributed between different gaming projects, but I think in general, this is very bullish because if we are going to look, let me just find that chart, guys. Over here, we are constantly developing in terms of games, right? And Web3 gaming is just the next big thing, right? If you are going to look in the past, like check this out, in 1972, like we had these arcade games and all of that. And back then, people would never probably even imagine that we are going to have something like this today, right? So who knows how this market is going to look like in 10 and 20 years, right? But okay, let's not get into much bigger time frames because I would like to just give you my personal opinion about Solana in general in 2025. But okay, let's come back to Orca, right? This is their decentralized exchange that is built on Solana. And yes, we did saw a market cap of $208 million, right? But that was pretty much at the beginning of like Solana. That was Solana's first bull cycle. And have a look what we are doing in terms of decentralized exchange of Orca that's built on Solana right now, and we just started the bull cycle, right? So I think that's amazing, right? And if we are going to compare it, I know that these exchanges are not exactly the same. Well, in my opinion, I use PancakeSwap a little bit, but didn't really enjoy experience. However, Orca, that's great. Obviously Solana is much faster, so everything over here pretty much looks much more like there is much better experience. Okay, so if we are going to look over here at market cap in its all-time high for PancakeSwap, it was $6.6 billion. However, if Solana is going to see much bigger adoption, and perhaps, who knows, if it's going to flip Ethereum, that's going to be a very big for Orca as well. But okay then, all right, so that's that. Of course, these are just few projects that I've mentioned about, that are built on Solana. There are many others. There are, great projects with good fundamentals. I just covered quite few, the ones that I like, because that video already would be like too long. So let's have a look over here. I know that this news is outdated a little bit, right? But like that's a big thing. Solana Pay integrates with Shopify as new payment option to transfer commerce. So I don't know if all of you guys have heard about Shopify, but basically it's an e-commerce platform. I do believe it's number one, if not in top few in the world. But I've been using this when I was doing Shopify. I'm coming from Shopify background, so I am aware of how much people are making on Shopify and in e-commerce in general. So if Solana is going to be used to pay for these transactions that are pretty much going to rise, as you can see over here in 2014, in terms of Shopify, nobody was buying, right, in comparison to 2020. And of course, that is growing. So we unfortunately don't really have a 2021. Okay, so things are dipping a little bit, but in my personal opinion, like Shopify and in general, e-commerce is just growing. So of course, a little bit of a chunk of that money that's pretty much made in e-commerce is going to be distributed into Solana ecosystem as well, since they have signed this contract. So if we are going to look over here, that's the chart that I have lost. So as we can see over here, that's basically the graph of how much we are generating in terms of e-commerce So as you can see over here, we are pretty much set to reach 7.4 trillion by the end of 2025. Of course, not all of this is going to go through Shopify and Solana Pay, right? Don't get me wrong, please, right? I'm just trying to like show everybody like things in a bigger perspective. Of course, just a chunk of that money, which is huge by the way, $7.4 trillion, will be distributed, you know, through Solana Pay. So of course that of course is something that we know about. That article is from 5th of September 2023. Solana have signed a contract with Visa, so that's another bullish thing that is going on for Solana. And now if we are going to look over here at gaming, right, because like Star Atlas is just the one game that I pull out over here to this video, but if you are going to look over here, there is plenty of games that are built in Solana, and if this thing is going to play out, I do believe that Solana is going to fly, right? So now maybe let's pretty much go to the chart and see what is going on for Solana. So due to that fact of pretty much these things going up, Solana is pretty much in this uptrend, a long-term uptrend ever since October 2023. So if somebody was, if you guys were accumulating ever since then, congratulations, because now you're pretty much sitting at healthy profits. Of course, that was the best time. No, not $14. It was $8 over here. That was the best time to accumulate Solana as crazy. If you guys were believing in the project, of course, I believed in Solana ever since I discovered it on the crypto market, and I'm happy ever since then. But okay, let's have a look. So as you can see over here, we are pretty much being supported on this 4-hourly time frame by this trend line that leads us back from October 2023. So of course that is pretty much expected, because we are pretty much forming that pattern of constant higher highs throughout these months. So that's a normal. Profit taken is healthy and normal. However, I would be worried if we would let me just go back to that. I would be a little bit worried if we would dip below that resistance. But as you can see over here on the 4-hourly time frame, we are pretty much being supported by the resistance line, and we do have support over here as well. So even if we would dip, there will be a second hope at level of $92. So if we are going to look at weekly, let's have a look at this beautiful recovery. Solana at the time when didn't really had that much going on for itself, in comparison to now, hit all-time high of $254-$59, right? 64. Okay, so now you can see over here, guys, all of these things are pretty much releasing Solana from that FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried pain, and of course, you know, the amount of development that's going on Solana is just amazing, and I do see Solana pretty much at $1,000, perhaps even more. Heck, if Bitcoin is going to go crazy, Solana could even reach prices of $2,000. Of course, we cannot really ignore what is Solana doing, because in comparison to Bitcoin, because you know, Bitcoin is pretty much pumping, and then Solana is pumping ever since this beginning of the bull cycle. So if Bitcoin is going to see you know, high price levels in 2025, I don't see a reason why Solana wouldn't follow, really, to be honest. But that's obviously my personal outlook based on you know, all of these things that we saw. And also I would like to remind to you guys that Solana is pretty much the first ever crypto project that has released smartphone. If you think about it, right? Like, we've got a seed vault over there built in that phone. That on its own, it's bullish to me, to be honest. Like, I like what they are doing, and I do see, you know, very high future for Solana. But that's of course just my personal opinion, guys. None of this is a financial advice. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think that my price targets are too bullish? Heck, maybe too bearish? Alright then guys, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace and love, crypto.